Volume 2, 316 BC, the Siege of Capua. Crixus isn't here, but it looks like we've got to defend the city from the Samnites who are attacking down from the hills.
The beaten army of Consul Linus lies under siege in Capua. I, Gaius Fulvius Silanus, have hurried south with my meager command to aid the consul. Further reinforcements are expected from Rome. The city has been sighted. It is surrounded by the Samnites, a people native to the mountains of central Italy. The Samnites are sworn enemies of Rome.
So it looks like we've got to head across and save the guys in the city pretty quickly then. City's across there on the right. Not entirely sure what Mark Strong's doing here. I thought he got blown up by Kick-Ass, but he's here to help us out. I'm just going to increase my graphical settings here because I think I can probably run it a little bit higher than it currently is. It wasn't about 50 to 60 frames per second. We shall have to see what it turns to now. 40! Alright, let's get into this.
Capua is in sight. Report.
Tribute Silanus. The Samnite army are massed on the hills around Capua. They are preparing an attack. See for yourself.
So the controls are exactly the same as in the original Rome. Just move with WASD and then you can use your mouse to rotate the camera.
The river crossings here have been destroyed by the defenders. May the gods be with them should the enemy attack.
Well, that means we can't sort of... There's a ford there, though. Well, we can't get across that bridge. And it seems the city's been hit pretty hard here.
The consul and his remaining forces have garrisoned the city. Linus means to stop any assault at the river, but he's vastly outnumbered. I fear he will be overwhelmed.
Wow, they've actually got a massive force up here. This is going to be difficult, I think.
The Samnites prepare their attack on the hillside. Their numbers are too strong for us to consider an engagement. I have enough men to defend a grain store, not assault an army.
Oh dear. And this must be their siege weapons.
The Samnite siege engines fire on the city, weakening the will of the men within. If we can get to them, we can halt the bombardment, but they are well guarded.
Tribute Silanus. The men are reporting sounds of a skirmish ahead of our position.
Some Romans in this village have been confronted by Samnites. They're outnumbered, but our troops can tip the balance. Move out!
Alright, let's send all of these guys right down into there.
Say your piece.
I'm not entirely sure why they've decided to come out of the city to defend this little village. You'd have thought they just abandoned it and then put more guys on the main road in, but...
Our spotter suggests there are but 5 enemy units around the village. Look for their blue banners.
Alright, so... It looks like we've got... I would imagine some missile troops here on the high ground, yeah. And... got some skirmishes which are presumably going to come in afterwards and try and come in behind us. And down here we've got some more slingers. Those Italians aren't going to be able to hold that. I wouldn't have thought. Wow, they actually sending their slingers around. Well, they are. Okay, these guys basically... The slingers on the left basically stand no chance against Romans in flanks.
Shall fall.
And this Triari, I don't think I'm going to lose a single Triari just for taking these guys. I mean, just look how heavily armored they are compared to... What the fuck was the AI doing with this? It's basically just wasted this entire unit. So, I'm not entirely sure why... Okay, one unit went down. To be honest, I thought... I mean, I don't really need all these guys to take them out. That one group of Hastati there will basically win that battle.
Must be routed. Target their flanks or attack them from behind.
And as I expected, they're sending in their skirmishers. But as you can see, because the slingers like kind of spread out in front of me before I got to them, it kind of blocked off these two from attacking. I thought they'd just go straight through them because they were well, we did kind of trample them. But now I'm going to send the Triari around to this side. I didn't lose a single guy there, I don't think. But this will just stop them from flanking the guys that sent into the village.
The Samnite infantry is strong, but their men are no match for Roman soldiers.
Such a cool camera. Just following them in like that.
I am ready.
And as you'd expect, these guys need to run now, or they are going to get absolutely trampled. I mean, these are like the veteran troops of the Roman army as well, the veteran foot soldiers, so... Love the animations as well. Yeah.
That's the last of them. No more guarding grain stores. They're meant for this.
That guy in the middle.
The slingers in the village are in our debt. They pledged their allegiance and have joined our ranks. The Samnites move on Capua.
We've held the British to the last man! Capua must not fall!
All right, men, listen up. We're up against it. The Samnites have moved to attack, and it's too late to attempt to cross to intercept them. The enemy's siege weapons are still troublesome, but now the Samnites have left them relatively unguarded. Let us strike there.
Well, we got ourselves some auxiliary now, so we can do as the Romans do and send those guys in first to soften the enemy up.
Quick march.
And it looks... In fact, I'll go and check in just a second. Just want to see how many guys are... Yeah, I didn't lose too many guys, actually. But, as you can see... They've actually got a massive force across there, but... Got 4 ballista... Well, they got 8 ballista. And... 120 spearmen. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't lose too many guys against these. Down here, I think this is probably... So they've got some cavalry across there, and presumably the generals there as well.
This forest will cover our approach if we move with care. The terrain is to our advantage.
It's of course talking there about my guys who are moving up behind the ballista. Not the guys I'm looking at here. I'm just looking down here because they've actually got set up quite nicely, but they haven't got very big units there. And I mean, they'll be able to hold up for a while. It doesn't look like they're sending cavalry across the bridge though. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But as we were saying, obviously terrain plays a big part because you can only see... Well, I haven't really played much multiplayer of the original Total War, but you can only see what's in your line of sight. So you can hide units behind buildings and stuff like that, and behind hills. And of course in forests, as much as it's a little bit slower for your troops to move through it, they're basically sort of obscured. So it means we'll be able to take these guys by surprise, I think, if we just set up in the edge here.
Our slingers can be placed upon the hill to rain fire upon the enemy below. Keep them out of the fray.
Now, of course, we managed to get to the top of the hill before they've managed to see us. You can see they're just mobilizing now, but to be honest, it'd be better just backing off and meeting up with the rest of their army. Because I'm going to send in the Italian swordsmen here to just break them a little. And then hopefully we can just pinch them from either side. But to be honest, I don't think you even need that from this, because I mean, we've just got so many guys here compared to them. Just brute force for this one. And these slingers, as you can see, really well covered in here. And they, of course, do actually throw slingshots. You can select them to melee attack if you want to. It's the second bottom left button. And that will basically cause them to go in and fight. But much like mobs, they're pretty useless against most groups of organized troops. So unless there's absolutely loads of them, you're actually better like pulling them away. But they're doing a bit of damage here. They're obviously not the best missile unit. And I think my guys can probably hold it here. It's a pretty even fight, 2 of theirs against 1 of mine. Might as well push down this group of Hastati here. I'm not entirely sure why this back group of Romans, of soldiers that have attacked the other ballista, aren't attacking the one next to it. I'm sure you could, I mean, it'll probably be in the door, but I can't remember how you got them to smart attack. 'Cause you used to be able to let the AI control part of your army, and then they'd attack like things around them. Well, I'm just sending in those other troops because obviously we need to push down anyway. And basically, I mean, they've lost half the... Yeah, they're starting to rout those guys. If you've got cavalry, or you've got some strong missile troops, you want to try and take them out. Oh, that was so cool. See, that is why the Hastati is so good. Because when they attack, they throw in spears first before they go in with their swords. And it means they're actually quite good at punching through lines of defense. But as I was saying, you can see their troops are routing there, across to the left. But basically, if you've got cavalry, if you've got good missile troops, you want to take them out. Because sometimes they rout after only 50% is gone, then they regroup, and you know they're going to come back. So you want to like knock them down to like 20-10% of their troops left in that unit. Is the best tactic. So if you've got cavalry, it's always worth. If you've got spare cavalry, it's always worth charging down routing troops.
Linus' defenses are crumbling. The Samnites are crossing the river.
We cannot wait for reinforcements, men. We must act. We've all trained for this day. Now there is an enemy before us, and glory for the I may not be a general, but the gods honor me by allowing me to lead you on this day. Now advance!
Shut up, Mark Strong. Men, you want to live forever? I thought not. Ragnar will be proud of you. Wait, this isn't Vikings. Here we go. We can cross that ford, and then I think we can just push round and block them off at the bridge. Because they've actually got quite a lot of armies still left on this side. If you're wondering how to keep troops in formation, like I am here, you just press Control G and they'll move up in the whatever positions they were in.
I see a shallow ford across the river, which will give us passage into the city. Forwards!
So we see what they've got on this side here now, because, I mean, obviously they're going to see us. They've got two groups of cavalry. The rest seem to be moving towards a bridge and a mob. I'm going to have to block them off with this group of Hastati, I think.
At speed! Men of Italia!
And then I'll help with the slingers. Hopefully, they won't send across their other cavalry. Well, I'm going to lose some guys here. But hopefully entangle the cavalry. Yeah, we stopped him. See, this is where cavalry becomes really weak. Oh shit, they're sending across the second group. I might need another group of Hastati here. But now they're sort of entangled. Wow, they're actually going to hit from this side as well. Okay, that was like the worst cavalry attack I think I've ever seen.
I am ready.
What you really don't want to do, I'm just going to send these guys across here and then the rest across the bridge. But what you want to do with cavalry is you want to send in heavy cavalry, punch the ranks, and then back them off if you got enough authority to stop them from routing, which is often usually the case with cavalry. And then you want to send in like light cavalry afterwards from a different direction, because if you get your cavalry entangled in with like a group of Hastati like this, like they've done, those guys are going to get wiped now because they've lost all their advantage. You can get cavalry to get off their horses, but
The Samnites push towards the center. If they capture the city, all will be lost.
I'm pretty sure we can get around there in time, to be honest. This crazy group of Hastati there, going after that group of cavalry. I think that's the I don't know if there's a general actually on the battlefield at the moment, but I think that's probably the... I know the generals is the one with the massive eagle on top of the flag on the back left. Yeah, as you can see, they're starting to rout now. Obviously, I've got nothing to chase them down.
Attack, men! Your consul watches over you! Strike down the Samnite!
And their cavalry's routing as well. And it looks like this one horse has gone off to find Tonto. There'd be something very wrong with that horse.
The Samnites press further into Capua. They threaten the center.
So this looks like it's going to be what you'd call more of a fair fight.
The siege weapons on the walls can repel them. See to it!
Oh, now they're fucked. I'm just going to engage all these troops here. And this is going to basically block the attack for long enough. Oh. Forgot about these guys across here. I don't know why they keep running off in random directions. I really don't know. In fact, it's probably not best sending them back across there. Probably want to send them... What I'm going to do is I'm going to send them up here and just like harass this Italian cavalry, and then because enemies don't like getting pincered, and that's basically what's going on here now because they've pushed too far across the bridge. But let's see if we can wipe out some troops here. Oh, it's so cool. I freaking love this catapult cam. Unfortunately, that wasn't a very good shot.
An army approaches. Tribune, I think the banners are Lucanian.
Reinforcements! Our allies, Roman and Lucanian, rally to our aid! Take heart, men! The gods are with us!
That is an absolute crapload of cavalry. So, Samnites are pretty much screwed at the moment. Oh, this is a better one! Man. It's like bowling, but kind of with a massive ball that crushes people. Well, this one looks good as well. They actually open up their shields as well. I don't think that's actually going to help you, to be honest. But actually, it's a case of just mopping up the rest of these guys. I'm going to push in with my troops from this side, getting obviously some more support across the narrow bridge. Cavalry's coming in the back, and really those who don't flee are going to die this day, because they are completely encircled. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's the first time I've really done a strategy game on this channel, so you know, you'll have to tell me what you think about it, and I'll see whether or not I can make any more if you do enjoy it. But it is a very good game, this Rome Total War 2. The first game was very good, and I'm hoping I can get a lot better at it once I've played a bit more. These battle scenes are just so epic. This was the siege, well, the defense of Capua. It's been a costly battle. We are victorious. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next chapter.